Are you trying to get back on your feet but feel like something's missing? When people survive life's hardest moments, whether it's from addiction, abuse, divorce, loss, or health issues, they tend to focus on the basics. They're concerned about paying the bills, keeping a roof over their head, putting food on the table, and other basic needs. Now, while those things do matter, there is a major piece of the rebuild people often skip. Without it, you can go through all the motions on the outside and still feel completely empty on the inside. That missing piece is finding out what you really want out of your life. It's not about trying to rebuild who you were before everything fell apart. It's about reinventing your identity for this new phase of your life.
Welcome to Rebuild with Clarity. We help those over 50 rebuild after life's hardest moments. We share the actual strategies we use to start over from the ground up.
Here's the problem we see. People work hard through the survival stage. They find a routine and start moving forward. Then around the 6-month mark, they hit a wall. And it's not a financial wall, it's an identity wall. They realize they do not know who they are anymore.
Yeah, that is how I felt. I was finally safe and had a roof over my head, but I was struggling to figure out who I really was. Sometimes I would even ask myself, what is wrong with me? Which we talked about in our last video. But even through that struggle, I remembered knowing what I wanted in life. I knew I wanted to be out in nature, and I wanted a job that I loved where I could help others.
I had a similar experience. When I got sober, I carried the identity of the alcoholic for so long that when the drinking stopped, I felt like I lost myself. I was not that person anymore, but I did not know who I was. I was a chef for a large part of my career and felt like there was more to life than that. I did know that cycling was something I loved and wanted to continue doing.
Doing what you love is important. Finding out what you really want out of life so you can reinvent your identity, that is the missing piece. There's so much advice about rebuilding your finances, our physical health, and we talk about those things as well, but what is easy to put aside is reinventing you, not a repaired version of the old you. To discover what you really want out of life, let's first take a look at the 3 specific parts.
Part 1 is realizing the identity you carried of who you were in the past. Before you can build something new, you leave behind what kept you stuck. For many of us, these are the heavy labels we place on ourselves, like telling yourself you're a failure, you cannot make it, you're not good enough, or asking, what's wrong with me?
I released the identity of being a woman who had been abused. That experience was real, but I was not willing to let it be the defining thing about me for the rest of my life. It was something that happened to me, it was not who I was. Yes, I was a victim, but I could not move forward living under that victim mentality.
Now, for me, it was releasing the identity of the man who failed. I carried the weight of losing my career and losing my marriage for so long that I believed those losses were the truth about me. They weren't. Realizing an identity means deciding the past does not get a vote in who you are becoming.
You are right. Learning from the past and letting it go clears the path for part 2, discovering who you are right now. This starts with acceptance, looking honestly at where you are today and deciding where you want to go. While this can be hard, it's important to accept what happened so you can ask what you actually value and what you love. I use my True North method to look at my heart, soul, mind, and strength to realize my own value and what was important to me. I started small, like joining a hiking group, going to church, and reading books about purpose.
My experience was similar. Even though the situation was different, I already loved being on my bike and meeting with my dog walking group early in the mornings. I mean, I've done that for 30 years. Those passions were there, but for a long time, the drinking kept me from being the person I really wanted to be. I needed to find who I was meant to be, accept where I was starting from, and making room for my passions again.
Yes, making rooms for your passions is important. It brings us right to the next step. Part 3 is choosing what you truly want out of life so you can reinvent yourself and frame your future. This is where you take the values you discovered and build a life around them. When I left my abusive relationship for the final time, I decided to be someone who chose peace over conflict. It took bravery to survive, to walk away, and start completely over. I decided to bring that bravery with me into my new identity. Then I looked at what I truly wanted to build with my life. For me, that meant building a career in the field of education, helping others rebuild, and being out in nature. It was not just about finding a job, it was about choosing a role that was fit for me, who I wanted to be today.
For me, reinvention meant moving toward a career where I had more control. After years in the high pressure world of being a chef, I wanted a path that allowed me to prioritize my health and my passions. Now I can start my day clear-headed, walking my dog and spending time on my bike without the drinking clouding everything. I also help others rebuild their lives, and it gives me a level of fulfillment that I never had in my old identity.
Rebuilding your life means reinventing yourself.
To do that, it really comes down to the 3 parts. First, releasing the identity you carried in the past. Second, discovering who you are now. And third, finding out what you really want out of life.
When you put those pieces together, you can build a foundation that will actually fit the person you want to become.
If you're not sure where to start, we have a free assessment at rebuildwithclarity.com. It takes about 3 minutes and shows which stage of the rebuild you are in. That way, you can put your energy where it works best. The link is in the description.
Now, if you're ready for a structured framework, look at our State Experience program. It covers your identity, your finances, and your long-term strategy. It includes the Financial Freedom Anchor and the Inner Peace Anchor we built to support you.
If you're dealing with setbacks right now, we have a video on the screen that covers that process. You're not only rebuilding a life, you are reinventing your true self. We're glad you're here, and we'll see you in the next one.